This is Landmark. We aim to touch new horizons in the field of technology and the environment. Landmark succeeds when its members succeed. And it is only then we stand a good chance of touching new horizons.
Like me, many of our colleagues were attending conferences when they were in 30s and 40s. I'm 76 now. The philosophy of this life is that the body gives away, but the mind doesn't. If anything, it works much faster than when you're writing on a piece of paper. Second and third generations may be representing Landmark family companies here. They'll do a good job if they elevate the standards of their companies even more than their predecessors and make sure no black mark can affect the reputation of your company. This will only happen if responsibility and accountability exist in their company.
On the East End brand, East End Foods has worked on purity in food for over 35 years. The first 10 years since inception of the company went into understanding the business. Our father said, "Son, do not sell any food that you won't eat yourself." That has remained the inspiration and principle of the business. The company imports food from the world's best destinations and use state-of-the-art machinery to eliminate or minimize any impurities. But as a British company, they face limitations. If they receive substandard raw materials with high microbial counts or pesticide residue, no machinery or technical knowledge can purify that food.
This means that innovation in growing crops must take priority. The food business has changed over the years. Of course, we have the old brands, but we also have the new brands which are emerging. And they're emerging with new taste trends and enhanced methods of convenience cooking.
Our suppliers are our partners, and year after year, they are researching new trends and tastes to meet the needs of the ever-demanding consumer. They spend millions on research. We shall sell their brands, but we need appropriate attention and a competitive pricing policy for the independent sector. The recent shift in customer behavior and consequently market share is well recognized now.
On the specialty front, we have to emerge with new and progressive ideas. For example, it's jackfruit. Jackfruit is fast becoming a meat substitute. It has all the texture of meat, but it's very healthy and nutritious.
Our work is largely dependent on quality, and our Managing Director, David Warrer, has always maintained the quality standards. Under no circumstances will he compromise on that quality.
At East End, we make sure that the quality of our produce is the best from all over the world. We do not compromise on the raw materials. We may compromise on transportation, cutting cost on transportation and freight, etc., packaging, but never on the quality of produce. That is the most important, and that's what makes East End brand.
Touching new horizons on purity in food has been a dream of Tony Deep. To succeed, it needs experienced hands, team spirit, and a shot of new blood.
I'm fairly young, I've only recently joined the business, but my feeling is that if we progress together in a unified way, we'll be able to produce a world-class product.
East End Foods, on environmental front, installed an urban farm in their buildings in 2015. 2,496 solar panels produce 64% of the power needed by the company.
The top priority is that we must go to the country of origin and start to look for partners who are qualified and understand growing safe and healthy food. The first partner is Mr. Vikas Dangat, an engineering graduate who has a natural passion for growing healthy foods and indeed is now working on superfoods. Our second partner is Mr. Shekhar Kale, an authority on global quality assurance programs. Tony has known both for over 10 years.
I'm not a farmer. In fact, I've never ever worked on a farm. But I started to read material on herbicide, pesticide, and other chemicals that the farmer has to use in order to produce food for us. But these are the chemicals that can cause many, many diseases, and that is the main reason for me to come to India.
Tony knew that he needed to go with Vikas to the farms and learn where the farmer is going wrong.
The challenge is that you can never tell the farmer that after years of growing food is wrong. The key is that we go along with his ideas and very tactfully make him aware of the new practices he has to follow.
Soil contains 60 nutrients which help a plant to grow. With the technical knowledge of his colleagues, they would help train the farmer to grow safe and healthy food. Take the sample of soil from his field, test it for 16 nutrients and determine the shortage of natural nutrient in that particular field. As per agronomist advice, add only deficient nutrients to enable the soil to produce natural and healthy plants. We supply high quality seeds for growing crops with maximum yield. Help the farmer to nurture natural growth of the plant. In case of any pest attack, let the agronomist decide what action to take. Traditionally, the farmer gets nervous and runs to the local shop to buy pesticide on credit from the chemical companies, who gets the farmer to sign off first rights on harvest of the crop. Take advice of an agronomist during the growing period, which can vary from 100 to 110 days in the case of chilies. We are standing by and harvest time approaches. The farmer has not too many worries because we shall buy back his crop at a fair price and is debt-free at the end of the crop cycle. The innovation consists of experimenting with new hybrids. In this case, we are aiming to produce the ideal chili with a heat level of 40 to 45,000 Scoville heat units for hot chilies and ideal bright red color, so that the variety does not need any blending of other breeds. Ajay, our expert agronomist, has received the right results by trying to cross-pollinate male and female seeds.
Sir, it's not open.
Yes.
Now it is not crossed
Yes.
to anybody. It is fresh. Is embryo and the stigma and pollen will not open as of now.
Yeah.
This is.
Yes.
That is. This is female.
Yes.
And this is male.
Yeah.
This is male.
Yeah.
It's 1 day before we will do emasculation and then put a cap and we will tag it and we will take this fruit and crossed fruit from female.
Okay.
Same fruit again we will grow and again we will cross.
Oh.
The F1 should come same.
Of over 3,000 combinations to get one suitable hybrid for our company. This will be our star seed of the year. After the harvest, we have to train the farmers to get into good post-harvest practices, such as drying the fruit on tarpaulins and other good practices, so that moisture does not encourage fungal growth, which causes aflatoxin, and that could be carcinogenic. Buying at the farm gate avoids further contamination. But if we go through the traditional route of the mandis or auction market, this is where things often go horribly wrong. You can buy anything at these auctions. Simply name your price and it can be achieved.
We didn't want such a system to ruin the hard work that the family have put into making East End the brand it is today.
Let us review another spice, cumin. Cumin is an aromatic spice with wonderful aroma, having so many benefits for our health. Rajasthan in India, being a dry state, the climate lends itself for growing cumin. It is recommended that traditional compost made with cow manure keeps the cumin crop within the minimum residue level limits. It is nice to share the natural environment of partnership with the farmer, as the produce does not touch the traditional mandi or auction market, which is an invitation to cross-contamination. Tony lives in a small apartment built on top of the spice plant. He smilingly says that if our Prime Minister can live on top of the shop, what is wrong with me living above mine too? He has named the road to the factory Downing Street. However, the local environment is very attractive and pollution-free. The product now reaches the plant, which has been commissioned by the engineers from Germany. The plant mainly receives the product from one end, goes through sophisticated cleaning machinery, eliminating the farm waste, traveling through many sieves, gravity tables, grading every product through the color sorter, and, if needed, through the grinding line, which grinds spices at a low temperature to safeguard the volatile oils in the spice. Spice gives taste and flavor to our food. Most of the traditional milling methods burn the oils, and this defeats the very purpose of using the spice in our food. Now, over to the silos made for interim storage of spices and the very advanced blending provided by German engineering. The whole process is untouched by human hand. As for purity and reassurance of our customers, experts from the UK have been called to keep the contamination free with purity levels high.
First-class raw material is the key to operate a successful world-class food company. The most important thing is to source food with minimum pesticide residues. That is why our team is in India.
I'm sorry, I can't share all of our intellectual properties with you, but let me assure you that the customer will get a world-class, pure product which is well within the global prescribed pesticide limits.